All right. This is another testimony, and I'm gonna continue to make testimonies. Just to make sure that uh, not only I make my testimonies insightful to help any other target individuals, but even for me, you know, venting, I can't even speak properly. Sorry. Speaking out helps out with dealing with what you go through because as they do all these things to do they do all these things to manipulate you, to make you lose yourself. Speaking out loud what they're trying to make you accept is just unbelievable. Like, it shows how disturbing these people are. Now there's a few more videos I want to make sure I do before I can't, right? Hopefully I'll get a chance to go to that, but I always wanted to talk about, all the different people these people have tortured, right? It's known that they've tortured, and we all know some of you target individuals are women that are being just destroyed in every ways, and unfortunately some of the people involved in that are also women doing this to women. With me, I get these people who wanted to create this facade, right? They try to make themselves believe there's something else, but it's obvious that it's just if a facade. These people are involved in a program, are participating in a program that is currently torturing a lot of women and children. Some of them have experienced torturing women and children, and they're not monsters. Like I said, they might be doing cruel things, might be doing monstrous things, but if you look at them, they are not the most impressive human beings. They're cowards that find strength in this weak program. They're trash. And it's fair that as they wanted to delude themselves into this reality they've created together, that reality do not allow them to do that. And so I'm gonna help that too, and do my part. That not only to help all target individuals, but also help them understand what they're part of, what they are, and what how they should see themselves as. And that's why they don't like to be seen by me. These people have the level of the cowardness is amazing. Like they want me to feel agitated because sometimes I know that they can open the door. Like my perps surround you, right? You have some perps that are just neighbors of yours. Some others are further, and some of them, the most cowards of them, usually like when you're laying in bed or something, you could they or when you're busy. For example, I'm making this video. That's when they found the strength to come close to your door and say something and then run back. So you understand, it takes some childlike cowardness to do what they do. It takes some of that, and to them they think it's agitating. But I'm like, wow, you're not only a low life, you're not only a bottom feeder, but you are a coward beyond nth degree. And then I'm supposed to be agitated. I'm like, look how pathetic your life is. It could be like 3 in the morning. That's when they come in and try to walk in, and they try to sound fierce too. They come in and like by the doors, like we do it, and then they walk out. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most cowardly thing I ever seen. Try to cover it up in a fierce way. They're truly cowards. They don't understand how weak they are because this technology has empowered them to do so much. This technology who they are employing on civilians who can't defend themselves. Some of them are defenseless women, have empowered these people who are just trash. And you know what? I don't know if what they were doing before, and I don't care. But the moment they involve themselves in that, they're just trash, and I see them as that. And as much as they try to sound certain ways, it's funny because they use these ways of just tonality. It's just always weird because they use this tonality. They have the technology, is such an amazing technology that can provide and say and permit them to say things before it even happen. But when you see how dumb they have to make themselves be, it's just unbelievable. Um, this morning, and like I've made a video about it before. I can't remember which one. It's not too long ago. I think maybe last week, and that's why I got to work on my the way I create titles so I can go back to those videos. I remember talking about how, and I say that all the time, that they forced me to And as I'm saying that, they try to make me feel uncomfortable. I've said how they would try to make me look at kids in a sexual way, try to force me to have a perception. I call that one specific one. There was this kid, I'm thinking now more than 15 years old, and she looked very young, right? And tiny, looked like a squirrel. I call her a squirrel at this point. It's like a little being, little, like a little, like elf like being, tiny. But they've been, they first of all, in the real time, they tried to make me look at this kid in a sexual way. This kid was wearing, as I'm saying that, they're doing everything possible to counter it. She was wearing, and I'm saying that, and they tried to disturb me. She was wearing shorts. She's a tiny little kid, a tiny little girl. And I think, I'm sure in their mind they think, oh my gosh, I'm just stressed. And she had, I think she put lotion on her legs. So when I look at her, it started like making me try to look at her in a sexual way. She has nothing sexual about her. What they try to do is try to make me look at her legs, and because the legs were shining because of putting lotion, they try to, and I talked about it before, where they would try to make me imagine like a woman with like really nice skin and like almost baby oil. So try to create that in a sexual way. That was initially, right? And I was like, this girl would not do anything to me naturally. They're just trying to find ways to make me look at this kid in a sexual way. But since then, and it's weird because it's been the last week or so. Because I made that video, I think last week. They've been trying to create more about this kid, right? I woke up last time I talked about it specifically. Was maybe a week ago. They were making me imagine of this woman who was actually a person that's, a very sexual, beautiful Hispanic woman. They made me think about her, and then made me think of this kid. Try to create this connection with these two, so I can look at this kid in a sexual way. Today, it was just even more. I mean, actually, it started yesterday. There's this person, on this dating app. This woman, this grown woman in her 30s, I believe. I think early 30s, and very voluptuous. They start trying to create and make me think of her and think of the kid and try to put this together, like try to rewind. They force you to perceive women. They want you to perceive children like women. So they will try to force you to think those two together, and create your brain to like connect things, literally, and they call it being a war. This is the war. So tell me how pedophilia centric these people are. This is war. You see how what they have to tell themselves? It's war. We have to make you think about those kids in a sexual way, like you would think about this woman. It's war. It's our war. So they will do this, and they continuously do it. Now look at a woman. Anything they can try to see in a woman and try to put that in that child was that. I think in this video I'm going to title "Creating a Squirrel to a Woman." It's nonstop, and it's nonstop. They try to create this, and this person, this kid is like look like a kid a mile away. It's not even somebody who looks like she has. There's nothing really womanly about her. She's a kid. She's like a tiny little kid. But they're gonna try to create that. They're gonna try to make me look at her in a sexual way that is womanly. There's nothing womanly about that. It's a kid. A real kid. As I'm saying, they try to stimulate me because they make me think of her legs and try to make me think of the lotion that she put, and they try to create this that like shiny skin thing, and try to make me imagine of a woman with like beautiful skin. This looks. I'm not even gonna try to insult her, but they've they forced me to see this kid in sexual ways, in many ways. Try to create to somebody else. It's like just this little. You will do nothing to me. Nothing. Nothing. Everything they try to create like is just forced into me. And they've been training my brain to kind of think of a woman and think of this little kid. And right now they make me even feel uncomfortable. Say, look, yes, this tiny little squirrel, this squirrel that tried to turn into a woman. They have no shame. I know it's what they do. They try to make you look at kids in a sexual way. Now with this kid, they were trying to like because the skin she put lotion, like it's just crazy. Anything they can try to think about. Okay, what can we try to connect with a woman, and they're like, "Oh, you're nothing. It's you. You're it." And then they're like, "It's nothing. You're nothing." Can you imagine that's you being the something that you? So you're the something, huh? You're the something. I'm the nothing, right? And you're the something. You understand? They know they can't even call themselves something when they do these things. But I'm supposed to feel the humanize. What are you feeling? Yeah, you're very much human, huh? You're something, huh? You're trash. You're trash that try to force me to accept these things and call it war. You fuck. They're just trash. Sorry about the language. I'll try not to, I get emotional sometimes when I think about how pathetic these people are. So, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just trash. So what are you?" No, you are the trash that's trashing me. Earlier they were saying things. You should see these people are pathetic. These people are. They're supposed to agitate me, but they are truly pathetic, pathetic low life pedophiles that have been doing this pedophile type of torture and been doing this pedophile type of methods for a long time. That's why when I made a video about there is, this is what I meant. This is how they try to reconstruct your thoughts and manipulate you and use this childlike special people in a negative way who are trying to make you accept these things, truly pushing you to this state of retardation, which is something that you heard before. They tried this, and I'm gonna call this the squirrel turning the squirrel into a woman. And then when it comes to actually a woman, and it's funny how they were trying to create this narration of an actual woman where they were trying to make me think of her child. And you see how they flip things around. This nasty, this nasty pedos. That's what I call them, because there's plenty of these tactics that they've been employing on people. There has been plenty of patterns in regard of how they torment people. Real patterns, no manipulations. They are the foulest human being. They are the lowlifes. That's why I call them pedophiles. They might not be pedophile per se, but in their world, they're supposed to make you subscribe to these pedophile things and force you to look at these kids in a sexual way and try to look at how they can make you stimulate it with kids. Whatever they can try to create. If they can create, let's just say, oh, the skin. Okay, we can say, look, imagine a woman with like nice, like baby oil skin. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be graphic, but they try to create what can we make him perceive in a certain way. This little, and it's frustrating because you look at this. I don't want to insult this child, but you look at it, it's like, you would do nothing to me. You will do nothing. You will do nothing. But this technology has the ability to create things, to force you to see things in certain ways. That's what they use these childlike individuals who have no shame. There is so much, and there are so much testimonies and methods of pedophilia type of tormenting. Only these non-shameful people can do it. They have no shame. So to all my target individual, do not subscribe to this. These people are pedophiles. I gotta call it what it is. They are pedophile in the sense that there has been n- non-stop tormenting of these styles where they force you to perceive children in a sexual way and try to make you subscribe to it. These people are pedos, and I've called them